Hello YouTube, this is Heroicon here, bringing you some Risk of Rain beta. Today I'm going to be doing a character showcase, starting with the Commando. Now what I plan to be doing is just doing a brief 3 to 6 minute video on each character, basically just showing the abilities. So the Commando's first ability here is a double tap shot. There's 2 shots, a little bit of knockback, they're bread and butter. Now the interesting thing about the Commando is they do a lot more shots than any other class. You'll see in a second. Now the second shot's a power shot, which is left trigger. Hits every enemy in a straight line. Doesn't matter if they're on the screen or off the screen, it goes forever. And it does a fair amount of damage with a pretty quick cooldown. Combined with a knockback makes it a pretty effective ability. The third ability here is a combat roll. This is going to give you a brief period of invincibility, which you can use to avoid damage. Sometimes there's some timed attacks to avoid. I'm looking for an enemy that I can kind of show it, but they're not spawning for me. It also gives you a little bit of a speed boost, so you can make some longer jumps than normal. It doesn't come in handy that often, but it is still something to know. So, I was trying to get the little dodge thing. If you time it perfectly, you'll get a little message saying dodge, like that. And that just means, like, you should have taken damage, you were in the spot. Oops, I shouldn't have used that. You were in the right spot to take damage, but you were using combat rolls, so you didn't. That's basically what it is. And the final ability, which I accidentally used prematurely, is this quick succession of bursts, which both stuns the enemy and knocks them back. And if you're in between 2 enemies, like if enemies are coming at you from either side, it will hit, it will alternate directions. So I'll try and use that up here, like this. And it's just, it's a nice ability for either, giving yourself some space or doing a lot of damage very quickly. It's just an overall very good ability. So now that I've showcased the abilities, I'm going to play for another few minutes just to kind of give the feel for the character and how it scales, and try and get to the boss. I have actually tried to record this video like this, like the 6th time now, which is pretty crazy. I've had to get some new programs. I've had to backdate my version of XSplit, and hopefully that'll get rid of the flicker. And if not, I'm gonna have to record another version. But if you see this version, that means I fixed that flickering problem that's been plaguing my videos for so long. So here's the teleporter. I'll start that boss. Stone Guardian, pretty easy for any ranged character. I guess he spawned above because there's not enough room down here. Let's see. Oh, I wasn't hitting anything there. He's not up here? Well, I guess the challenge in this boss is going to be finding him. As you can see, a combination of shots and rolls keeps you well away from enemies, doing a ton of damage. Also worth noting that normally these big guys, some attacks don't knock them back, just because they're large. But the 2 non-default attacks for this class do knock them back. Which, some characters aren't that fortunate, so it's a good thing to point out. Alright. Should I actually go and find that boss? That's kind of the point. There he is down there. No problem. I'll actually be able to fight him up here, which is kind of cool. Normally you're just like hacking at his feet. And I can shoot him right in the big glowy eye slot. Which I think might actually stop me from taking as much damage, though I am taking tons of damage from the guys up here, so I might just drop down. Worth knowing, you can't run back and forth while doing any of the attacks with this character, and with most characters actually. You're just kind of stuck. If you want to do damage, you can't move. That's the trade-off. Now you can can't jump and shoot and move at the same time. Anyways, killed that boss, so I'm gonna go straight into the next character showcase. Which is going to be the engineer here. Now, I've gotten some error videos using the sentry turret, but I'll get to that in a minute. The game is beta, so errors are gonna happen, I guess. Although it doesn't seem to affect the gameplay much. Anyways, first ability here, these grenades. You know, pretty decent damage. Not the best, but still pretty decent, and they do splash damage, I believe. So if I can get these guys staying together, each one will damage both. And that's kind of the general theme for this guy. He's a little bit slower than other classes, but he does lots of splash damage. The second ability down there is the mines. There's a 5-second cooldown, so every 5 seconds you're going to be getting an extra mine, but you can stack up to 15 of them at once. So I'm at the cap now, might as well use them. And they're pretty powerful. They're pretty powerful. And the nice thing is you can just stack them all in one spot, so if anything walks over it, it's just like a doom explosion. The third ability is the missile barrage, which just fires 4 projectiles straight up in the air, and then they will go and lock onto things. Sometimes, you know, if like something's straight above you, sometimes it passes through it, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not sure what decides that. Whether it's the size of the enemy or something. But that's, you know, I don't know where anything is. Oh, there's something up there, so I'll fire it up, and then it's kind of off camera. I'll do it again closer. So, you know, it shoots up, then they come back down and home into things. I guess there's an enemy over there. Yeah, the jellyfish. The missiles know all. That was just my use item effect, not actual engineer ability. The final ability is a sentry turret like this. There's about a 30-second cooldown, I believe. 40-second cooldown. And you're allowed to stack up to 2 of them. So if you've got 2, you might as well use one. It's kind of the thing. I mean, as long as there's enemies around. As long as it will be some use, so that you can start getting another one. I'm not sure what this is. I've never seen this. Unlocks all chests and vision. That could be money saving. Though generally money isn't an issue. So I'm going to switch back. I was trying to get him with the mine. I did get him with a fair few mines. Now with the engineer, it recommends on the menu that you place your mines and stuff before starting fights. Well, that's not how I roll. Still, you know, the general idea is you gotta make yourself a defended area with mines and turrets, and then you just unleash havoc from afar with your explosives. So this isn't going to be very difficult to win at all. All your attacks explode. Oh my goodness. Just a sec, I have to play around with this for a second. That's incredibly powerful. That is incredibly powerful. It's a shame I'm going to have to end this run short because this would make for a great run, I think. But yeah, moving on to the next character. The Huntress. She's the kiter. She's very versatile, and she's the character that can attack while moving. There's nothing that really locks her into place. So her first ability, she shoots her bow. Now it locks onto an enemy. So if, say I was at this side, I can like walk backwards and keep shooting at my enemies while I'm running backwards. Even though most other characters, they face in the direction they're running. So that makes her, you know, extremely good for just running away from enemies and shooting. But she's also pretty fragile, which is the drawback. Quick and able to kite enemies well, but fragile. So her second attack is the glaive. It will bounce on enemies, and apparently it bounces 3 times. Each hit does more damage, or the last hit does more damage. I'm not sure which, but the last hit definitely does more damage than the first. if I could find 3 enemies, basically as long as you hit the first one, it will bounce the next 2 closest, no matter what. Assuming there's like guys in range. I'll get back to that in a sec, I guess. The third ability is it's like a blink, it's a short-range teleport. Again, I'm not really sure where it's useful, but you can use it, like if I'm shooting at an enemy, you know, if I'm like running one way, shooting at an enemy who's chasing me, I can blink away to give myself a little bit more distance without really interrupting anything. So it's just another kiting tool to give you distance. Like I can blink and just keep shooting in that direction. If I use, I guess they aren't close enough together. I was going to say if I could use the glaive and bounce into those other enemies. Maybe if I go up here, and this should work. Alright, so I can throw the glaive off this guy, and it will bounce to the guy below, doing a little bit more damage. And the last ability is an explosive arrow. You shoot it, it explodes into smaller, like, explosives, which then all explode as well. Which is basically the Huntress's crowd control. Infusion is awesome. Infusion gives you +1 max health for every enemy you kill, which on a fragile character like the Huntress would actually like make up for one of their biggest flaws. So that's cool. And my voice cracked a little bit. That's fun. Let's get the random item, since I don't particularly like the others. Cheat death once. That's a good item to have, except for the fact that I'm not planning on sticking around. But oh well. I should go start the boss now, since you know, there's not a whole lot else I can do to make my character stronger before fighting the boss. And just stay alive for 120. Oh, and this guy, perfect. Generally, oh, if I didn't fall, that would have been really easy because I could just kite him across the platforms. Never have to deal with anything else. Okay. There's too many guys over here for my liking. I can't actually shoot them from up here, which means those guys down there can't get to me. Which is pretty sweet. He can't actually get up here, I don't think. He's just gonna stand there and take it. So that's awesome. Yeah, a little bit of an easy fight. Maybe they should give him like an eye laser. If you're out of his range, he just shoots you with an eye laser. That'd be cool. And he dies. Get the teddy bear, which reduces damage I take. Again, reducing, like, mitigating my greatest flaw. Such a shame that I'm gonna have to go on to my next character. Anyways, that's all the ranged characters in the game, currently. The next one up is the Miner, who's the first melee character. And he was the first melee character that was put in the game, and his age is starting to show, in my opinion. I don't like him at all. I mean, he does okay damage and stuff. I think he has the fastest attack speed of the melee characters. Or at least he does a fair amount of damage with his melee. But, I mean, it's got a decent enough range. Oh man, I'm not going to get these guys. They ran too far. Okay, I'll stop chasing them. That's kind of unfortunate. It's a waste of 20 bucks. But sometimes that happens. The second ability is like a charge up and then a dash. So I accidentally turned around. Now my least favorite thing about this is I can't find a way to use it before it's max charge, because it's worded in a way that you would think you could use it before it's fully charged. Like you can, like if it's half charged, you can do it and it does half damage. But I can't find a way to actually use it early, unfortunately. You know, I press all the buttons, nothing. I'm not sure, maybe if I press back. I haven't tried back. I'm using an Xbox 360 controller. Nope, by clicking the sticks, like everything, nothing works. So, unfortunately, I feel like that should be implemented if it's not just like bugged out for me or something. Anyways, it charges up, it dashes, does tons of damage if you actually manage to hit anything with it, and gives you a brief period of invulnerability. So, actually it's a fairly long period of invulnerability because I got a dodge there and I wasn't really doing anything. Anyways, third ability, backwards dash, stuns the enemies. Same kind of period of invulnerability thing going on. And I actually died there because I was waiting for that to charge up. Another place where I feel like if I could have used it early, I would have been okay. I'm gonna try again because I have to show the last ability. But that's about all I'm going to be showing because I really don't like this character. So, forward dash, back dash, and the final ability is a jump with a shotgun blast. I didn't actually hit my jump button there. That's just part of the ability, so you can jump and then use it for a double jump. And that's probably the coolest thing this character's got going for them. But, you know, here's, I don't know. The abilities are designed that, you don't want to really be fighting the enemies, you just kind of want to be dashing around. Because all the abilities do a fairly good amount of damage with short cooldowns. That's the long cooldown of 8 seconds. But, the others have 3-second cooldowns, and, they're fairly effective. It's just, I don't know. It doesn't feel good. It feels... especially compared to the other melee characters. You'll see what I mean when I get to them. But, the other characters just feel so much cooler. I don't know. And especially fighting this guy, this is just gonna be silly. Fighting jellyfish, which, if they touch you, they do damage. It's just not really fair at all. Oh man. Well, at least I can fight down here now. Start charging up that attack, go through, jump over. He's a guy that, I don't know, he's designed about moving around guys instead of moving through them. Maybe that's just not my playstyle. But I should have no problem being this guy. After 6 attempts of making this video, I've gotten good enough that... apparently I still died earlier though. I don't know. Alright, and there we got his little attack thing like that. It's just tons of damage. Anyways, moving on to the next character. Which is Han D, my favorite. Not just because he shares my name, but because he's a sweet robot. And all his attacks feel extremely satisfying. So, I'll start off with the Falcon Punch. Good damage, good knockback, feels really good. Every punch just has a lot of feel to it. That brings us to our second ability. Every time you get a kill, you get one of these drones floating around you. You can get up to 10, which is 2 full rings of electrons orbiting the atom. And you press your left trigger, and they fly to go find someone and attack them, and then bring you back some health. I'm not sure if that guy's coming back. Oh, he came back, and he brought me some health. See? So some poor sap somewhere is just taking some damage. So it's good because, for a melee character to have a self-heal, it means you can just kind of get in there, and if your health gets low, you can just toss out a bunch of drones, get your health back. So, I'm a little low, I've taken some damage, and bam, back at full health. The third ability down here is called Overclock, according to the front screen. Basically just makes you red, gives you a small speed boost for maybe half a second, and greatly increases your attack speed for a short amount of time, plus gives you a chance to stun enemies. So, you can see I'm punching much faster now. I stunned him. Just lets you get those punches in. Now, the final ability is the Bone Hammer, like this. It's pretty awesome. And again, it feels very satisfying. So in conjunction, it also makes people pop up in the air, you know, if you don't just obliterate them like that. And, you know, in combination, you start getting some really sweet punches and stuff going on. What's this again? Alright, 8% max health. I always forget what it looks like, and it's the lamest item in the game. It's just a boring health upgrade. Probably still useful. Well, I know it's still useful. Probably more useful than I give it credit for. Test the coil. Pretty cool. Now to try and find that teleporter. Kaboom! Come on, let me open the chest, please. No chest for me today. I don't know where that teleporter is. So. Alright. More guys to punch. Yeah, I'd like to. You know, I like showing off the boss. I like having the magma worm to fight because a well-timed hammer does so much damage to him. But unless I find it in the next few seconds, I'm just gonna show off the last character. I don't see it yet. Okay, here it is. Thank goodness. Alright, this guy's fair enough to fight. You know, we're both kind of like the big heavy hitting guys. My Tesla coil's doing tons of damage when I'm stacked up. I can just use my drones to get more health back. Which makes me feel just pretty awesome just tanking this guy. A lot of characters can get away with it. The Han D, he is the man. Or the robot. Alright, so let's head over to the final character. His name is Acrid, and he's kind of like some alien creature. And he's really cool. Like his theme is tons and tons of poison damage. And you'll see. The first attack here, just like a simple bite or scratch, but every time, it adds a stack of poison to whoever you hit. Now, the stack of poison, each stack will do 6 ticks before it's gone. So that means, like, if I hit it once, it will do, you know, the 3 damage 6 times, and then that's it. But you can hit them probably another 5 times. So if you had just a punching bag and you could just keep hitting it, you'd always be getting 6 ticks at the same time after like the first few hits. So, you know, the damage numbers start to add up really quickly. Now, the second ability is just a kind of short range stun. Does a fair amount of damage, but the stun's definitely the part that's most important about it. The third ability, he like lays a trail of slime, or acid I guess. That increases your movement speed and does damage to enemies standing on it. So it's very useful if you got like a lot of enemies chasing you or something. You just want to do some damage to them. I could put it here. Now they're all taking damage. And I can come back and start hitting them. You know, you can use the second ability to stun them while they're on it to take more damage. There's lots of different things. I'll start the boss because I'm pretty confident with this character. Now, I think I used my fourth ability on him to pretty good effect. The fourth ability, it's a parasite. So you shoot at someone and then it spreads around as long as they're close enough. And if they die, they'll find a new host as well. Like with one parasite, I basically killed 5 or 6 enemies there without even touching them. And a couple more that I did actually have a handle on. Since the magma worm has each part of the magma worm is a different entity kind of thing. Like it's got like 10 or 12 parts to it. As long as I get one hit on with the parasite, it does crazy ticks on them. Oh, what's this? Attack speed? Definitely. I've taken a lot of damage, which is not smart. You know, I'd like to survive a little bit, but oh, getting close. Yeah, I think I might die. Yeah, I died, which is unfortunate. I shouldn't have died. That was just really bad play. But anyways, that was my showcase on the 6 currently available characters in Risk of Rain beta, and stay tuned for some more videos featuring, you know, single characters doing actual full runs and hopefully being really good. Until then, this has been HeroiCon, and I will see you next time.